Space Jam 2 is the smartest movie ever made. Now you may have some questions like, really? Yes. Are you on drugs? Not currently. Are you sure you're talking about the right movie? Yep. Did you like the movie? Nope, not one bit. Then why did you say it's the smartest movie ever made? Because it is, and I can prove it. Space Jam 2 is a mess of bad jokes, terrible acting, horrible writing, and the best 2-hour commercial ever made. That's right, it was never meant to be a movie, just one long commercial. Very rarely do you find people willing to watch something just for the commercials. The only case I can think of is the Super Bowl. While the commercials haven't been as good these last few years, the Super Bowl is notorious for attracting people who watch it just for the commercials. Even then, the commercials break up the main event. The Super Bowl itself is the culmination of 32 teams working to make it to the final game. Last year alone brought in 99.1 million viewers. That's an insane number of people watching, which is why it's a perfect time to advertise your product. This does come at quite a steep price, however. A 30-second ad alone last year cost $6.5 million. That's around $216,700 per second, which means if every single person is paying attention to the TV in that moment, you're paying nearly $220,000 to reach 99 million people every second. Now, let's take a look at Space Jam 2. It had a budget of $150 million and made a worldwide total of $163.7 million. Now, under normal movie standards, that's not great. Not terrible, but not great. The movie had a runtime of nearly 2 hours. It had a bunch of advertising, maybe even half of the movie's worth. But for the sake of simplicity, let's say 30 minutes of the 2-hour runtime had some sort of advertisement for a Warner Brothers product, LBJ product, or Nike in it. From what I've read online, considering the opening weekend made $31.1 million, which equated to 3.5 million tickets sold, considering it made a total of $163.7 million, it's probably safe to say that nearly 16 to 17 million people saw this movie total. Now, that's without the HBO Max viewers. So, let's just use some janky math and say 20 million people total watched this movie. If the Super Bowl is about 5 times the viewership, then let's take the $220,000 number and divide it by 5, which means it should be worth $44,000 per second you advertise in Space Jam 2. Take that, multiply it by 60 to get the minutes, and we get $2.64 million worth of advertisement per minute in Space Jam. Now, let's say that Space Jam had about 30 minutes worth of advertisement, which is an underestimation for sure. That means Space Jam 2 had $79.2 million worth of advertisement in there. Here's the thing though. Not only did they save $79.2 million by creating their own movie instead of advertising their old products, they actually made money on the movie. Not much by movie standards, but they did make money. So now, I ask you this. Was Space Jam 2 a bad movie? Or was it so bad that it made you want to go and watch your favorite Warner Brothers shows to cleanse your palate? Was it so bad intentionally to make you sit through one giant ad? Did it not only save millions of dollars, but also make millions? Was it the smartest movie ever made? Well, every part of me wants to say no, but the facts speak for themselves. Space Jam 2 is easily one of the most brilliant movies ever made.